When we first came here, my grandma opened up a so-called, just like today's 7-Eleven service station plus you can buy candy. You know how 7-Eleven goes.
Yeah.
And he and she raised 3 daughters, and my dad go running that service station, which is old-fashioned. You gotta know electricity. You gotta pump gas in a glass. I don't know if you've seen those things. So it's one of those that so simple, but that's what my grandma did. That raised 3 daughters and my dad. And one of the big change in education-wise was the first and second generation. You're supposed to go to 6th grade and you're supposed to go work because everybody's so poor. Plantation days, sugar plantation days. Okay? So, my dad went to high school, which is rare to go high school.
Right.
In the 1920s, late 1920s. He went further than that. He went 4 years of chemistry, got his chemistry degree, and I think he did the impossible. He played football, made the varsity team. He played baseball, made the varsity team, and graduated with lieutenant into the ROTC program. Then he went to work. So right across our house is Aya High School, the church, and so forth. It was all 100% cane field. No high school, no fire station, no nothing. No church, no nothing. All sugar plantation. Then in about at least 1950, sugar was going out already. Sugar was too expensive to run. They cannot compete with Cuba in producing sugar. So the biggest change for me was to see all the sugar cane field gone.
Gotcha.
And of course the stadium came, the fire station came. But these are all very major changes for us. The church is another one, right across our house. So those are the biggest change for me. Is the economic change, really. Sugar industry to zero. We went to tourism.
Right.
That's the biggest change. Yeah. Well, Hawaii came statehood with in 1959. 1959 August. August 19, I think. Yeah. We became the 50th state. And with that, military was really booming because Hickam Air Force Base, Kaneohe Base, Schofield, Marine Base, Pearl Harbor. Hawaii we were best described as a stationary aircraft carrier. And the reason for that is that we got all our airplane over here on the ground. It can take off like an aircraft carrier.
Right.
We get all the fuel over here. We get all the food. We get the housing. So it was just like a huge, valuable aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. As a result, we had changed from, I would say, sugarcane, pineapple, to tourism, and was overtaken by military investment here in Hawaii. Mainly because of our geographic location. 2,500 miles to California. And I don't know how far, I think about the same distance to Guam. But anyway, we are right in the center, and it's so valuable. So you can't say that for sugar plantation days when convert big change to tourism.
Yeah.
Then the biggest change was military outgrew sugar,
Mm-hmm.
and we couldn't compete with Cuba for sugar profit, pineapple with the Philippines. To pay a sugar harvesting guy working in the Philippines or Cuba, they're probably getting $1 an hour, $1 a day maybe. In Hawaii, they were getting maybe $4, $5, which is expensive those days.
Right.
And we couldn't keep up economically. And that's how we basically really changed. And more so when Pearl Harbor came, December 7, 1941, the value of Hawaii was triple, more than triple. Because Japan, Japan had the army, powerful army,
Right.
took over Manchuria,
Hmm.
Indonesia. They went into the Philippines. They
Right.
took over Guam. Hawaii was a stepping stone to
the
West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so valuable that we had to fight back and save Pearl Harbor,
Mm-hmm.
which they did. Battle of Midway, they beat the Japanese Armada at the Battle of Midway. And then more so how Hickam Air Force Base and Pearl Harbor was really built up. So basically, those are the changes I've seen in 50 years. Simple pineapple days, sugar plantation days,
Yeah.
to tourism, all because of economic. And then the military, yeah. And the value of geographic location of Hawaii between America and Japan and Guam, Philippines is Hawaii. And they need Hawaii also for refueling up in the air. They can go
Right.
from West Coast to all the way to Guam, Philippines, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
non-stop because of they can refuel up in the air. And we got the Air National Guard on duty to meet them halfway up as a service station. So anyway, I think you can say geographically is important and economically how everything changed in my 80 years, but your report is 50 years.
Hmm.
Big,
Yeah.
big change, I think, yeah.
And how did things that you did change? Like just activities or like lifestyle, I guess, then versus now. You used to
Oh,
be more
work-wise,
involved with the military, and then
well, first of all, when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, we were under martial law. The first week or second week,
hmm.
President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, declared martial law. He set a curfew at 8 o'clock. No one can be out on the street. The soldier is given that okay to shoot and kill. You got no rights to retaliate or anything. Martial law is very strict. Tremendous power, You lose all rights. Zero. Then they locked up all Japanese Americans. Not all. Majority of them into what they call concentration camp. And that's from 41 all the way to 55 when the war ended. The
Oh, yeah.
biggest concern was we are Japanese Americans,
Mm-hmm.
but Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. We are Japanese, look like the enemy too,
Mm-hmm.
but the title of Japanese Americans. As a result, we had civil rights those days, but they were all hauled up into buses and trucks and so forth and sent to a camp. Surrounded by barbed wire and everything. The fire station came up, Aloha Stadium,
Hmm.
all of them came up. with all that improvement, property tax came way up. So geographically, yeah, the value of land right here is so high. It's unreal.
So I think you answered like the first three. Yeah, like what did it look like before? How did it change?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like you used to, I guess, do more military work. Yeah, and so then the last question was like, what do you do now? Right.
You can put down one of the biggest change that I went through, and this is the truth. At age 6, Pearl Harbor was attacked, and I was born in 35, so age 6.
Mm-hmm.
All Japanese Americans were considered suspect of being spies or giving signals to the Japanese plane to fly right over our house with flashlight, tell them, go that way to Pearl Harbor. Suspect, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But we were Japanese Americans. That's so critical.
Right.
And when that happened, after the war was over with, it was President Clinton, I think, had to write an apology to all Japanese Americans that were locked up up to 1955 when the war ended. And $25,000 cash free to everyone that's still living in after the war was over with. Many of them died. And there was a letter of apology and $25,000. And I know the exact amount. My cousin is about 4 years younger than me.
Right.
He was a baby. Right? He doesn't know anything, but he was locked up with the parents. You know what 49ers is? Our restaurant. Huh?
Yeah.
Right below there. They were living right next to Pearl Harbor. They were all locked up. Americans not being locked up. And that was a big mistake, I guess. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt,
right,
under martial law, locked them up. Yeah. I would really stress, Dorian, economic changes in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah. We just cannot compete with the outside. Cannot. It's cheaper to can and raise pineapple juice and pineapple in the Philippines. Everything is in the Philippines. When I
see.
Make arrangements to Hawaiian Airlines, I'm calling Manila as first Hawaiian handling all reservations over there because of cheap labor. In America, I think it's $15 an hour. I'm sure Philippines, I don't know what it is, but 55 pesos to $1. Give them $1,
I see.
This should be very interesting for you, the economic part, how Hawaii had to revert back to tourism and military, and all agriculture things went out the window.
Okay.
I hope I can help you, but I don't know if that was enough.
I think that was plenty.